Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Krishna. Today is such an auspicious day. It's an Ekadasi. And more than that, today devotees all over the world, they are starting a book distribution marathon. And apart from that, we are at the Juhu, where Prabhupada stayed maximum, more than, I think, 554 days. And we are speaking about Prabhupada and Juhu. So such a beautiful scenario. And Prabhupada explained about how he started his movement. So he was telling that his movement started like how a villager, a poor villager, make a tambura, a kind of playing instrument. So you have a dry pumpkin and string, you combine and you make a tambura like that. So Prabhupada said, I was like vagabond, roaming here and there alone, and you people were somewhere else. We all made by divine arrangement of Krishna. Prabhupada writes, divine arrangement of Krishna. So this is a divine arrangement of Krishna that we are speaking, hearing about at Srila Prabhupada at this particular place. So we are very thankful to Srila Prabhupada eternally, and also thankful to His Holiness Giriraj Swami Maharaj to give us such a book we will be reading. I will build you a temple, the Juhu story. Page number 292. It's October 1973, January 1977. Chapter name, Facing Challenges. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very practical. I want to give Krishna Prem. One should be ecstatic, emotional in Krishna Prem. One should cry for Krishna, and he taught everyone by his practical example how he was mad after Krishna. Govinda Virename Sunyaitam Jagat Sarvam Govinda Virename. This is Krishna Prem. Without Krishna, one should see everything vacant. This is Radharani's Prem. Prabhupada was quoting Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Siksashtaka, verse 7th. Yugaitam nimesena chaksusa pravashyaitam sunyaitam jagat sarvam Govinda Virename. O Govinda, feeling your separation, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. But that is not possible for an ordinary human being. He continued, it might be possible for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and a few devotees. His immediate disciples, the 6 Goswamis, were following the same principle. The 6 Goswamis lived in Vrindavan, and they were seeking Krishna, becoming mad. He Radhe Vrajdevi ke lalite se nand suno kuta, Sri Govardhana kalpapada tale kalindi vana kuta. They were mad after Krishna. Where is Krishna? They never said, we have seen Krishna. They have never said, we have seen Krishna. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I was dreaming of Krishna. So why you woke up me? I have lost the chance. In this way, they were doing bhajan. This is called virah bhajan, separation. The most highly recommended process. So we should be awaken our consciousness, Krishna consciousness, in such a way that being separated from Krishna, we shall become mad after him. This is Krishna Prem. That prema was being distributed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he is still distributing. Prabhupada was giving us a glimpses of his own internal mood of Krishna consciousness and inspiring us to follow in his footsteps. 2 days later, when he reached verse 32 of 25th chapter of the Bhagavatam's third canto, when that service spirit is engaged in devotional service to the personality of Godhead without any motive, that is far better even that salvation, he explained. A devotee is not very much anxious for mukti because a devotee is always mukta, liberated. There is one error, Maharaj. It's supposed to be mukt, but it is mukti. I'll send you. So if you have millions of dollars, why should you hanker after 10 rupees? Bhakti is such a nice thing. But what is bhakti? Bhakti is anamitan bhagavati. Bhakti should be animitta, not with a motive that I shall go to the temple and serve Krishna for some purpose. Krishna can fulfill any purpose you desire. It is not very difficult for him because he is almighty, full with all opulences. So if you want material happiness from Krishna, it is not very difficult for him. He can give you even mukti. But to ask Krishna for anything other than bhakti is foolishness. My Guru Maharaj used to give this example. If you go to a rich man and he says, now whatever you like, you can ask from me and I shall give you. Then if you ask him, you give me a pinch of ash, is that very intelligent? Similarly, there is a story that one old woman in the forest was carrying a big bundle of dry wood, and somehow or other the bundle fell down. It was very heavy. So the old woman became very much disturbed. Who will help me to get this bundle back on my head? She began to call God, God help me, and God came. What do you want? Kindly help me to get this bundle on my head. Just see. God came to give benediction and she wanted, put this bundle back on my head. So we are doing the same thing. We go to the God and ask him, kindly give me the bundle of my head, on my head. May my family become happy. May I have a large amount of money to enjoy material things. We ask that. That is our foolishness. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaches us, therefore, that actually if you want something from God, that should be only begging for his service. This Hare Krishna Mahamantra means addressing God, Krishna, and his energy, Srimati Radharani, Hare, or internal potency of Krishna. When you address somebody, you want to ask something. So if they respond, yes, why you are calling, then please engage me in your service. This is the prayer, not that give me money, or give me a beautiful wife, or many followers. These are material hankerings. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Dvaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So this is such a beautiful it is written. Many times we come across Prabhupada quotes or a purport, even though it is a small or short or but he explained whole philosophy many times in such a beautiful and lucid way. So here Maharaj is personally empowered by Lord to present this paragraph such a beautifully. So here it starts that what is our business? Like Gaur Govind Maharaj used to say, this is crying club, crying for Krishna. So whenever we hear about some Goswamis, or at least in my case, whenever I hear about any Goswamis or any reference, any other Sampradaya or Shastra, anything, I try to see how Prabhupada has reacted or behaved, or Prabhupada has instructed. So we don't hear that Prabhupada is quoting too much about the crying thing. I don't mean to say that Gaur Govind Maharaj has said something wrong, but Prabhupada enlarged it, and gave a whole scripted a scheme that allow us to focus our mind on Krishna's lotus feet. But usually what people think, okay, let's go to Vrindavan and go cry, you keep chanting 64 rounds and just like that. But what Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj used to say about it, he said this Radha Kund is not Radha Kund, it is a Naraka Kund. So what does it mean? Radha Kund is Narak Kund? No. But we have heard, at least I have heard a couple of times, that even very senior devotee, not fixed on Prabhupada philosophical understanding, presentation or his mission, would practice devotional service, manage household business, family, everything, a beautiful wife also, and then they have a kids, then they become even grandfather, and then suddenly we hear, oh, he ran away with the one woman and he is at Radhakund. So this is not Prabhupada wanted. So Prabhupada was quoting Srila Prabhupada that Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj used to say that this Radhakund is a Naraka Kunda. For whom? This kind of people. So what Prabhupada want then? If Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says crying, like when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing in front of Jagannath, it is like syringe when the tears were coming from his eyes. And Prabhupada also says that you are still frame heart, stone. When you chant Hare Krishna, if the tears doesn't come out. So what to do? What should we do? I went couple of times to Bangladesh with Bhakti Vikas Maharaj, and I still remember when I was in a brahmachari ashram, we went there. So I think fully somewhere, and someone was singing kirtan for like 3-4 hours, all that, and he started crying. So I thought he's such a nice, great devotee, something like that. Maharaj didn't entertain him. So I asked my Guru Maharaj that he's crying, all that, he's chanting for many hours, very difficult for us. Maharaj said, wait some time. Then we saw he went little bit backside and we found him smoking because his throat got, need more clearance. So there is an external thing, there is an internal thing. So how to understand? Many times such confusion arise. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his only business was not only, but the main business was to chant, associate with devotees and take prasadam and take rest. That's all. He hasn't written any books, only this 8 verse only. What else? So what to follow, So then people would come up with different scheme. Okay, my guru says like that. Okay, this acharya says like that. Okay, this says like that. So they need to go in a deep. You see, it's a history, such a history Prabhupada has given in a virasat. They say is virasat, dharodhar. People think about what my father has left for me. But we must think, always I tell in a class, that we must think, Krishna's mercy on us. We have more than 4,000 classes of Prabhupada. Such a beauty to hear it. His kirtans, one kirtan he says, Krishna Tadiya Pada Pankaje. So I am in little bit music narration field. So one of the known narrator, he's saying, the way Prabhupada put the poses in the commentary, Krishna Tadiya Pada Pankaja, he said it is so nicely musically done. So I thought maybe he is just trying to please me saying like that. But then later on I heard about the Bala Subramaniam. He used to go to our prasadam cart, auto, just to hear Prabhupada Kirtan. Now Bala Subramaniam is very famous, known for a musical traditional. So again coming to the point about crying business. So Prabhupada, when he was, there are a couple of classes, 3-4 classes where Prabhupada cried. One about when he was speaking about Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj. And when he was speaking about requesting devotees, probably in 1977, there he spoke a little bit, cried. But when he first time cried in front of the devotees, that was Brahmanand Prabhu and devotees were sitting. So now Brahmanand Prabhu was very close to Prabhupada and very dedicated. And Prabhupada has very strong, close, emotional, every kind of relationship with him. Such a beauty to hear him about Prabhupada. So Brahmanand Prabhu was very known for his whole body structure, very strong. He was good friend of Muhammad Ali, the boxer. He himself was, I think, boxer. And when he speak about Prabhupada, such a big muscles body, he start crying. So when Prabhupada was crying, when he was chanting, so Prabhupada, yes, felt, he is always in ecstasy, but he felt cry a little bit. And then Brahmanand Prabhu thought what to do. So he went to Prabhupada and he asked what to do when next time such thing happen. So now this is Prabhupada's response. He says it won't happen. Something like that, he made a mistake. It was not mistake, but he wanted to tell everyone, don't cry like this. It is very natural for him to always, whenever he's thinking about Krishna, feeling separation and he's crying. He doesn't want it to come. I heard one memories, I don't have the pakka reference, but I heard that when the whole discussion was happening, that Prabhupada would come to the material world. So he said, no, I don't want to go. So they had done some mandwali. Mandwali means last bargain deal. Okay, you go, just write the purpose and come back. So what is Prabhupada crying? So what is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's ecstasy? When you cry, when you are too much emotionally overwhelmed. Like I was just watching one clip of this cricket final something. So those who win the final, they were crying. Those who lost, they were also crying. So these are the emotional different features where people cry. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to cry, when he used to dance, and he used to dance in such a way that people usually feel like it is an earthquake, Dharti fat jati thi, all that stuff. Syringe say, from eyes, the tears comes like syringe. So someone asked Prabhupada, what is your ecstasy? And Prabhupada say, my purports are ecstasy. So now how to understand that? So because when we are reading Prabhupada Tatparya, purport, or listening his class, we would find majorly like, in a Hindi, Gadha, Gu, or Kutta, Prabhupada use. And in English he would use rascal. So many times. In one class he would speak so much. Even out of his all the classes, he gave a maximum classes on Namami Duskritana Muda, I think 7.1. You see? So even I was listening one class on Nrsinga Dev, and I thought, okay, today Nrsinga Dev's appearance, let me hear. First 2-3 minutes he spoke about Prabhupada, spoke about Nrsinga Dev, little bit Prahlad, and then he started about Hiranyakashipu. So Prabhupada used to tell Mr. Hiranyakashipu. So he said Mr. Hiranyakashipu. And after that he is speaking about material civilization. And then he started speaking about bullock cart. You see? So what is Prabhupada crying? And what's supposed to be, we should be more concerned, careful. So when someone asks, for what you are more concerned, Prabhupada, what do you fear more about your disciples or movement? So Prabhupada said, I fear about my disciples or movement, they don't have sufficient fear of Maya. So why we are crying? Why we have to cry? When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he spoke about the crying. So in London, Prabhupada gave a class on on second chapter, Bhagavad-gita class, almost 12 to 13. So one devotee came and he asked to Prabhupada or suggested that last so many days we are hearing one thing, we are not body, we are soul. When we will go little above, thoda upar. And Prabhupada said very clearly, when you understand you are not body and you are soul, then we will go. And next day Prabhupada again hammered heavily that you are not body, you are soul. And then what happened? Prabhupada spoke in a class, you all may fall down, I will never fall down. So devotee thought, yeah, he is Mahabhagavat, he is pure devotee, he will never fall down. So next day Prabhupada was praying to Lord and one devotee asked to Prabhupada, what are you praying? And Prabhupada said, I am praying to Lord that please protect me, I won't fall down. Please protect me from fall down. So they surprised. Yesterday only you told, like guarantee hota na ek product ka, lifetime guarantee. 2 दिन में टूट गया, there is lifetime guarantee and you see within 1 day it's finished. So yesterday you said you will never fall down, how come it is? So Prabhupada said, because I am always praying. So again we are talking about crying. So crying, our crying is not seen externally. Yes, sometime with our eternal friend or internal or very close friend, sometimes something happen, cry would come out automatically like that. But Prabhupada, most of the emotion or crying, it came out by fighting for Krishna. Is like a warrior. So we must have heard about lot about the different warriors. So there used to be you can figure out in Google, yeoman. So yeoman is someone, he is a single-handedly, he can win the whole battle. How many people there, he won't care. Okay. But they also disappear. Their glories also disappeared. So there is a long history. If you go to Rajasthan, you will see Maharana Pratap, how big sword he used to use. And he had a chetak. He can jump like one mountain to other mountain. Prabhupada never did that. But he is the greatest warrior over because his fighting was against Maya, the war. Prabhupada writes sometime, we have declared the war against Maya. But this particularly sentence is, and the terminology of uses of these words, he has used maximum when he was speaking about book distribution. You see? And Prabhupada, the way he would reply, I tell you, sometimes I just feel, leave all other things, just go to the forest and keep listening, Prabhupada. The way he would, it's such a nourishment to a soul, mind, body, everything. So one day, we devotee, we don't, Krishna's devotee trying to be, we don't believe in seeing is believing. We believe in hearing from Shastra. So one scientist came to Prabhupada, and this is in conversation, Prabhupada, and he says that, I believing in seeing is believing. And I have seen that they have landed on moon. And Prabhupada say, yes, I also believe in seeing is believing. I have not seen, so I don't believe. It's beauty. See? If you go and read Light of Bhagavat, such a beauty. Some people like this Jet Malani, he came to Prabhupada and he said, let's discuss about Ras Leela. And Prabhupada says it's too intimate, we are not, we need to gradually more mature. And he said, no, you are matured and I am ready to listen. Prabhupada says, you may be qualified. I am not qualified to speak. So when Jayapataka Maharaj ji asked Prabhupada about Radharani, and Prabhupada said, it's none of your business. Like that. He said, nothing. So now when we are speaking about crying, we usually see, like as I explained in Bangladesh, people would cry. Even in Bengal, while Kirtan, they would cry. So how devotees of Srila Prabhupada, okay, what I am saying, devotees of Srila Prabhupada or devotees of Krishna? So what happened during, after Prabhupada left the body, there was unfortunate incident, there was some new kind of strange movement. So, and in New Vrindavan, these devotees, including Brahmanand Prabhu, so that time he was Maharaj. So he spoke that about Krishna and Prabhupada, that Prabhupada is more, greater than Krishna, something like that. And devotees didn't like it. So he was banned. This was in presence of Prabhupada only. And Prabhupada didn't like, and he was banned or suspended for 3 months, something like that. And about this incident, someone asked him in Vrindavan when he was giving class, that you spoke that Prabhupada suspended you. What do you feel about that? He said, I misunderstood Prabhupada. He said, Prabhupada, he wasn't much more greater than the Krishna because he has given us Krishna. When I was preaching, we were preaching in Gujarat. So when you go to any Gujarati, they say, oh, we know Krishna Baba. Krishna stayed in Gujarat more than 100 years. Some would say, Krishna is Gujarati, like that, They would say, he said, you see, we have Lala at home. We know Krishna. You are going to teach us about Krishna. But I am Gujarati, I know, they don't know anything because in my home itself, we had more than 108 different demigods. Anyone new comes in market, we have at home. We put it there, okay, we'll have it. So, yeah, no, we had Melody Mata. You don't know, it's new incarnation, Melody Mata and so many. There was one buffalo also like that. So every day something new was coming. But in that case, the Bangladesh is very rich and Bengal. Because every village and street, they have a one God. So what Prabhupada has taught us? Krishna. But not as just Krishna as a person. Now you see, it's very a beauty of Prabhupada. All over so-called institute, we know as a, Asaram Bapu ka ashram. We know as a Sai Baba ka ashram. You will see whole long list. But when it comes to ISKCON, array, this Hare Krishna wala. You see, this is ISKCON. So Prabhupada made Krishna so famous. Krishna is already famous. Like yesterday I was listening one podcast of non-devotee. He is kind of becoming devotee, but he is kind of professional. So he was telling to another outsider, he said, I like Krishna. One of the reason is that you go anywhere, the poor places or dirty places also, you will see different demigods temple, a Ganesh ji, like that. He said, have you seen Krishna anywhere like that? He said, because Krishna means Aishwarya, rich. He said, you will not see his any small temple anywhere in the corner. So what Aishwarya Prabhupada has given us too about Krishna. So more than 4,000 classes. Actually, he gave more than 8,000 classes. Unfortunately, many were not recorded. But you can find many quotations in Hariswari Prabhu's book. And how many books? So many books. So now, when Prabhupada initially started writing books and compiling, so he had a heart attack and he thought, oh, I won't be able to survive. So what he did, he put whole Bhagavatam, all the philosophy, in the first canto of Bhagavatam. So many years in our institute, the first canto was in a 3-part and it was sold widely and many became a devotee. And after that in 1972, a small book came and then came Krishna book. So then I was reading about how to read. Prabhupada writes, first you read the first canto, second canto, third canto of Bhagavatam. Before that you complete the Bhagavad-gita, Nectar of Devotion. So I thought then why he has given the Krishna book? Because it's like self-repeating sentence. So there is one letter of Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, I am not sure whether I will remain alive or not. So I want to give you the essence and the juice core heart of Srimad Bhagavatam. And that is 10th canto. You see? So now I was thinking, okay, we need to be qualified to read this Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto. Then how Prabhupada made it available for us. So whoever will read Krishna book, they will understand. It is such a nicely explained by Prabhupada with so much philosophically. We had a Dongreji Baba's Krishna Bhagavat. We had a one from many people, small Krishna book. But not a single Krishna or Bhagavad-gita book presents the Krishna's supremacy. So that's Prabhupada's beauty. One day we were going with the Sumantaji, one of the scholars. Now he's in ISKCON. So he was reading, he has to give a presentation on Bhagavad-gita. So we were in one room and he's reading someone else's Bhagavad-gita. I told, why you are not reading Prabhupada's Bhagavad-gita? He said, I have read almost 60-70 versions, but Prabhupada's Bhagavad-gita is every time speaking about Krishna and pure devotion. He said, I want to explain analytical. So that's why I am reading something else. Can you imagine Prabhupada books, Prabhupada writes in this Sravana Kirtana Vishnu Smarana. Prabhupada said, the hearing and reading, it will force your mind to think about Krishna. So we think, okay, because it's a Shastra. Sometimes some South Indian people, not all, some, they don't give proper credit to Srila Prabhupada. That was happening even Achyutanand's time also, Achyutanand Maharaj time also. They were criticizing, he does the Achman like this. He doesn't do like Smartas, all that. So they came to Prabhupada and they were speaking that, they were criticizing all that. And Prabhupada said, but Alvar, so their acharyas, they used to say that in Kali Yuga, a prominent will be this holy name. And there's one devotee has written book on that. Prabhupada said, who has done all over the world Hare Krishna Mahamantra? So now one of our own Gaudiya Vaishnava also, Bhakti Siddhanta Maharaj disciple, he was criticizing Prabhupada. That if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has predicted he wanted to preach all over the world, Nagaradi Gram, why he didn't cross the ocean and went to Malecha Desh? So if sannyasi suppose go to the Malecha Desh, crossing the ocean, his sannyasi is no more. So he said, why you went? And Prabhupada he said, why you went when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't do it? And he said, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left for me. You see Hanumanji, we have here Hanumanji, they're all, Ramji's Leela. So if Ram has to find out the Sita, he has to take all help of Hanumanji. Lord Rama he wanted to go to the, this Ravana, he has to breach the whole Sri Lanka bridge. This Hanuman doesn't require. So Prabhupada is the greatest warrior ever happened and ever will be on this planet. One of the Prabhupada disciples explained so beautifully that Prabhupada has appeared on this dhara, a world, a globe or dharti, to purify the dharti. Can you believe that? I believe it. And you see all over the world, we see Mataji's from foreign, so many disciples, devotees from different caste, creed, any area. Like Indradumna Maharaj was saying, they were preaching at the one place, there you can't go by any vehicles because there is no pathway. You have to go by this chota, small horse, what it is called, pony I think. And he said we were going, helicopter or something, and then we were doing something kirtan like that, and he said some people saw, and they had Prabhupada books, and they were showing Jai Prabhupada. You see? So, we really want to please Prabhupada. Everyone wants to, knowingly, unknowingly. Not by crying. There is a way to cry. I have compiled one song for book distribution by Srila Prabhupada Mercy. We will be releasing next week, but today I will have a small demo of that. And I have tried to explain, the name I have given is Avatarana, the descendant of a greatest warrior, Srila Prabhupada. So it's a 2-page, I couldn't cover even one paragraph, but the essence is that, here it's right, Prabhupada was giving us a glimpses of his own internal mood of Krishna consciousness and inspiring us to follow in his footsteps. So this Umapati Maharaj, so he was, I think Umapati Maharaj, China, he used to preach in China. Yeah, Umapati Maharaj. So he went to Prabhupada and he said, I am very tired. I want to go and Vrindavan, take rest, kind of samadhi thing. And Prabhupada said, your resignation rejected. He said, just preach where you were preaching, whatever the difficulties are there. And Prabhupada described him, if you have a physical problem, these are the solution, mental problem, these are the solution. And Prabhupada said, work now, samadhi later. And Prabhupada said, we will decide after you leave body where you will be samadhi. He said, forget about it, just go and fight. So if you listen Prabhupada classes, the year when he was compiling Prahlad Maharaj, I think 4th canto, you see in his classes, he is speaking like Prahlad, full of compassion. And when it comes to Nrsimhadev scene, that whole classes is like Nrsimhadev is speaking. So my point is that what Prabhupada has given us to, not this building, and a building is there just to understand the philosophy, whole institute, okay. It's not a building, it's Vaikuntha. I mean to say, Prabhupada writes himself about the TOVP, that we are not behind this concrete cement, it is a Rajogun. Prabhupada says. So Prabhupada spoke about the TOVP and he said it's a Rajogun to have this cement, concrete, everything. But he said we want to preach from whole world from here. So that's why we have, and Prabhupada also said we will have a TOVP where the cows are grazing because it's very purified place. So Prabhupada, his whole master plan is very simple. Give out Krishna. In one of the classes, Prabhupada said that, don't lock Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He spoke it twice and very full of heart compassion. He said, don't lock it Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So how we are locking Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? We are not someone like a security, putting guard. No, we are locking Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. How? Not giving it to others. So I have tried to explain in a song how Prabhupada will be pleased even by small effort. Even Prabhupada writes one place is, even someone touches the book, even someone sees the book, he will purify. And there are instances, you will see, there is a one beautiful story. One person in a UK, this Vatseka Avenue near we have temple. No, that's in Los Angeles. And it's like night. Sometimes you hear Bollywood sad songs. The rain is flowing, it's night, the night lamps are, like that, not proper, and the rain, and the person is walking, he's playing with the rain like that. So he was also doing like that, and there's a small piece of a paper. It stuck to his shoes. And he trying to throw it, it doesn't happen. Then he open it, and he says, we all are suffering because forgetfulness to Krishna. And Prabhupada said, for more detail, visit this Vatseka Avenue. He went there and he asked, what is this? Then they gave him a book. He became a devotee and got initiated. So Prabhupada, when this war was happening in China, Pakistan, all that, so devotees were asking, what is our formula plan for this war? Prabhupada said, just chant Hare Krishna, let's bomb come, all that he was speaking. And he said, our strategy is that you make sure the single book remain there and our whole movement will start from single book. Now there is one quote, I was doing something with Prabhupada audio and I found it, and I am pretty sure probably anyone has read it. This is beauty. So Prabhupada said, this is a morning walk, May 27, 1974, Rome. Prabhupada said, simply publish Bhagavat and Bhagavad-gita. That's all. What is the use of this newspaper? Nonsense newspaper. Huge quantity. So everything will be nice provided you become an ideal. So now Prabhupada is speaking about book printing. Okay. Now he comes to the next level. He said, provided you become an ideal. And he said, live in a community, produce your own food. Even you can produce your own paper, you don't require printing of so many books. If there is a one book, others can imitate or copy, there is no need of even printing. This is surprising. Because Bhakti Siddhanta Maharaj had a printing press on his logo. So Prabhupada is differing from his own spiritual master? No. Hear it. So there is no need of printing. Formally they used to do that. Suppose we have prepared some small quantity of paper, so you can, if you want that book, you just copy another book. We used to do in a school, if you like someone's note, you bring it, copy it. And Prabhupada say, yes, by hand. So Prabhupada again asking, there is no need of printing books. So Bhagavan Prabhu is asking, some people would be engaged in copying books. Prabhupada said, no. You engage yourself. If you want book, that book you copy yourself. Why someone should be engaged for you? And Prabhupada says, save time, chant Hare Krishna, go back to home. This is idea. Instead of chanting 25 rounds, you chant 100 rounds. So the point I am trying to make here, Prabhupada even wanted the book at any cost. Like in a BBT International, they were discussing, if paper is gone, because in Burma they stopped cutting the trees. If paper is stopped, expensive, what to do? So how we can preserve Prabhupada teachings? So they probably going with the Tamrapatra or all that. So Prabhupada said, even whatever it happen, even you keep one book and from that you copy and the whole world will be Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada mentioned, my movements, this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement will be unfold after Third World War. So in Third World War, it's all about the petroleum and food. Then the new things will start. And there Prabhupada one books will come to the golden age. So that's why this is the beauty of Srila Prabhupada books. And if no one has ever read, unfortunate situation, please focus on the reading book. There is a one quote, I told even Bhima Prabhu, you have never probably or anyone has read. It's a very rare quote from Prabhupada lecture. Prabhupada said, this Hare Krishna is wonderful. You must read Hare Krishna literature. This is from Prabhupada lecture. So I have a small one song. We will have a video of that in the next, it's preparation happening. So, you ready, Prabhuji? So, in essence, my point is that our way of crying is not crying like going to the Radha Kund or doing all other things. Fighting, Prabhupada said, Arjuna, what is that? Tasmat sarvesu kalesu mamunusmarana. So, he said, you fight.
Walk on the streets in cold.
No. थोड़ा आवाज करो. आवाज करो.
line carefully. His life becomes successful. Rise, hope distributors, servants of truth. This world is drowning in darkness. You are the carriers of divine youth. Every monk is a lamp of grace. Every smile a sacred embrace. Come Prabhupada's army. Today we illuminate the human
Hare Krishna. Next week we will have in Hindi with the video. So, if any question, please, any comment, Maharaj Ji? Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki. The congregation, those who are interested to distribute books, temple has many stalls and department if they want. Hare Krishna.